Hey, I'm Jeff. If you're new around here, every morning I walk over to the coffee shop that's a little over a mile from my house, and I invite you to walk with me so that we can talk about some of these things that I wonder about. So, thanks for joining me. As you get here, say hi. Let me know that you're here. Let me know where here is for you. Where are you joining this conversation from? I'm in Indianapolis. It's a balmy day today. It's 25 degrees out. A little bit of snow. I say that a little bit tongue in cheek because it's even yesterday morning we had wind chills of 19 below zero, so 25 feels pretty warm. I have one less layer on today than I have for the past 2 weeks, so this doesn't feel too bad at all. Although also starting to feel that one less layer, a little bit chilly, but we'll warm up as we walk. Morning, Scott. So, in Ryan Holiday's Daily Stoic email today, talks about that idea. Why do the good guys keep losing? And this actually came up in a conversation we were having on Java with Jeff, which is a show that I host every morning. Many times these walks and these discussions while I walk become extensions of that. It's a barn burner. Extensions of that show. And, I think it's a hard thing, right? Many of us, I imagine that everybody that will ever show up to walk with me, that will ever show up to my Substack and have any interest in my Substack, will consider themselves, and probably others will consider them to be good people that do good work. Many people that, contribute to things that are bigger than themselves. I don't think the people that we consider, this is all judgmental, I know, but the people that consider, or that we would consider to be evil, selfish, whatever labels you want to put on them, I don't think they're showing up for this. And so if we can talk amongst ourselves, then why is it when we're doing good work, fighting the good fight, etc., that it feels like we just don't win? This was a topic of conversation a lot over the weekend with some struggles around building businesses and things like that. I mean, a lot of conversations with someone who's building their practice, and they feel like the rug was pulled out from under them with some changes, and it's those changes and the timing of and everything else are just seem I don't know, unfair at least. But at the end of the day, they're looking at it going, how am I going to survive? How am I going to survive with the way this has changed? And it just made me think, so many people that I know, like I said, I keep saying this over and over, that they're good people. They have good hearts, and they're doing good work. And they're really doing work to help other people, and all of this, and they put in so much time, so many years, and so much effort, and they never seem to get over the hump. They never seem to win, so to speak. And so That's disheartening. I was reading Ryan Holiday's email this morning after someone recommended it. I'm a big fan of Ryan Holiday. I just don't typically. I don't read. I mean, I'm probably like everybody. I've got a lot of email subscriptions, and I read almost none of the emails. But I read it this morning, and he was talking about. Of course, he was talking about the Stoics, the Daily Stoic email, and it's easy for us in 2026 to look back at different efforts, different campaigns, different people over the course of history and go, oh, well, the civil rights movement, they won and and it's not true, right? It's setback after setback, loss after loss. Excuse me, disheartening, heartbreaking event after event. And, most of the time, these things happen, like if we use those types of examples, these things happen over years and decades. We may look at what's going on in the United States now and be upset about that, and rightly so, I think. And I love the movement, the activism, and the everything that's going on with people trying to stand up for what they feel is right. And I agree with them. And we have to remember that, unfortunately, the change, the correction, whatever we think it is, although, well, one, what we're seeing and what we're protesting against did not happen overnight, even though it may feel like it. It may feel like this just suddenly happened, but it didn't. It didn't. It's been, depending on how you look at it, it's been working for 10 years. It's been working since the founding of this country, whatever. So the change that we seek is not going to happen overnight. It can't, right? And does it feel like we're losing? Maybe. Are we losing? Maybe. We look at what we call great wars, and they're great wars don't, unfortunately, are long. They're not a day or a week or whatever. Even in a situation where one of the sides is far more advanced and prepared and funded than the other. It just keeps going. And maybe in a weird way, that's the lesson. We have to keep going. Right? We may feel like we're not getting ahead. We may feel like we're losing. And, honestly, maybe we never get there. Maybe we never achieve what we set out to do. And that's the harsh reality. I don't know. I think about the yoga instructor. I think I mentioned her on here. I know I have on Java with Jeff, but her name was Pari, Pari, and she passed away a week ago today. 4 months ago, something felt off. She went to the ER. That of course kicked off a series of tests and whatnot, and they discovered that she had brain cancer. And she passed away 4 months later. And Pari was 3 months and 3 days older than me. And she's someone that I look at and go, she ate right, she lived right, she exercised, she worked on her mindsets, all these things, that doing things right. Oh, I froze. Yeah, almost. Hopefully I come back. She did all these things. She did, I don't know about everything. I mean, everybody's human, but she did all these things right and ends up with brain cancer and dies in very short order. And I don't know her, didn't know her at all outside of the yoga studio, essentially. All right. Walking up this hill through the snow might not have been the best decision. But by all appearances, right, she was one of the good guys, so to speak. And did she win? Ultimately, in the game of life, we might say no, she lost the battle to cancer. I mean, that's the way we described that a lot, right? And at the same time, we know that no matter who we are, no matter what no matter what our situation is, life is a terminal condition. So did she lose? She played out that part of the game. What did she accomplish over the 55, 50? Well, she made it to 56. What did she accomplish in the 56 years of her life as we know it? I mean, that's what we often fall back to looking at, right? Is what's their legacy? What is it that they did in their time in this life? We have to keep going. So I think the reason this came up in Java with Jeff this morning was because I was reading again from the James Clear 321 Thursday email from last week, and he had a quote from Nietzsche, and I don't remember exactly how the quote goes, but he was talking about how will your history be measured, maybe something like that. And the question was, will it be measured by laziness and something, or will it be measured by the maybe small bits of laziness and something else, or will it be measured by courage and I don't remember the second word in that part of it either, but I think maybe that's a good question for us today. The people that I know that I look at and I wonder, or that made me think about why, they're such a good person. The thing they're working on is so good. It's so helpful. They do such good work. These are people that aren't succeeding by the measures even that they want, not succeeding by the measures probably that we want to use, but they're not lazy. These aren't people that are slacking off. I mean, most of these people are people that I see that work harder than anybody I know. So it's not that. It's definitely not that. I mean, we could sit down and we could analyze a lot of things, but we just, the intersection between the Daily Stoic email and that Nietzsche quote is we just have to keep going. We have to keep fighting the good fight. We have to keep doing the good work. We have to keep being the good people, doing the good work that we do. And sometimes it doesn't seem to be any justice for it. I recognize the fact. Carolyn has actually last night she asked me again. I have struggled a lot in the past week or so with everything that's going on from Minneapolis to everything in our government, Epstein files and everything else. And I'm in a risky spot, I suppose, maybe on like Instagram, the things that I rarely actually post anything, but the things that I repost on Instagram, I'm going in hard every day. Reposting. I don't know how many. It's basically doom scrolling, but with the release of a new batch of Epstein files, I'm down that rabbit hole. I'm fully down that rabbit hole because I'm really, really pissed off at the lack of justice. Is really what it comes down to. And maybe that's what, the Nietzsche quote in a way, and the Ryan Holiday, the Daily Stoic email is sometimes we look out, whether it's us or somebody we know, somebody we care about, we go, why? Why are they not winning? Why is there no justice for the work that they do, or the person that they are, or the journey they've been on, or maybe even the things that they've suffered at the hands of others? Maybe it's literally others, and maybe it's life, maybe it's the economy or society or whatever it is. But I know that a lot of my life, a lot of the things there are things in my life that have shaped me into a person that gets very upset, that gets angry at injustice on any level, really. I was talking with Carolyn about that this weekend. A memory story of this kid in the hall in high school who was being bullied. Anything from that to our government executing people to covering up abuse. That it infuriates me. And I think on some level that's good. I think it should infuriate us. And even though it may seem like there is no justice, whether we're talking about it on that level or just, hey, why aren't the good guys winning? Why isn't this person succeeding in that at this when they absolutely deserve to succeed? Maybe it's at that level. Not to diminish anyone or their efforts, but there is, of course, a spectrum to this, I suppose. But the point is when we look at that, I don't know if there's an answer. Honestly, I don't know if there's an answer. I think the answer is that we have to understand who we are, and we have to lean into that and and be that authentically, you know, be authentic to our own truth and keep going, keep leaning into that. Um, but man, it's hard, and I totally get it, how disheartening it is to put in all the hard work and do all the things you're doing and then watch, somebody that you look at and go, oh, well, they were born with a silver spoon in their mouth, or they got, this advantage, or they have this privilege or whatever. And they continue to get ahead while I continue to get beat down. I totally get that. See that, feel that. And I don't think there's an answer. Honestly, I don't think there's an answer. I think the answer is we just have to keep going. We just have to keep being who we are and keep fighting the good fight, I guess. So I don't know how to tie that up in a bow. I don't think there is a bow to tie it in. Made it across the street, at least, from the coffee shop. Still can't figure out why at 10 o'clock in the morning these parking lots are so full. I guess these restaurants are already open. But anyway, keep doing your good things. Keep encouraging everybody you know. Keep supporting everybody you know. Do the good things. Thanks for walking with me in this balmy 25 degrees. Although the wind's kind of blowing. Feels cold. But keep it up. Thanks for walking with me. I'll see you tomorrow. See you, Scott. Thanks.